to follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah. This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. We are live in downtown Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is your spot. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard here on a Monday. Right now, World Cup action. Paraguay and Germany still knotted at 1 apiece. They are in the 67th minute, and the second half has been all Germany. Have you even noticed Paraguay with possession yet?
No. Total domination.
Yep. The WNBA is taking the night off tonight. The Commissioner's Cup title game is tomorrow night between New York and Las Vegas. And then later in the week, obviously, more games. And we begin the hour talking about this sport. There's a lot to get into. Scott Agnes does a great job covering the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark for Fieldhouse Files, and he joins the program now. Hey, Scott, thanks for the time. How are you?
I'm doing well, Mitch. I'm really enamored by that studio setup you guys have. It looks amazing. I'll be out there in Vegas for Summer League coming up here in a couple of weeks.
Oh, excellent. Swing by, say hello. When you're out here, you got to check out the property. You're absolutely going to love it. Let's start here with the whole Caitlin Clark story this year. There's probably 20 things to choose from here. What's been the weirdest part of like the whole Caitlin Clark WNBA story this season?
I'll even say her entire 2.5-year career in the WNBA. It's that it continues, Mitch, to be about everything but basketball. I guess you could lump in hard technical fouls, but it's more about treatment. And does the WNBA embrace her? And do other players embrace her? And I guess last year was predominantly about injuries, but even that is not a basketball standpoint, rather than she's having a really good season coming off a year derailed by injuries, or the fact that this team is scoring higher than any team in league history and is on pace to be the record holders there. But everything without her, it seems, not her to be clear either. It's everybody else with either agendas or ideas or discussions, many of whom were not even watching the league until she arrived. And maybe that's half the point.
Interesting. We know they have a big problem with officiating, but I couldn't believe what transpired with the chokehold. And then what Phoenix tweeted, and then the reaction to, I can't believe she was suspended in the Phoenix side of things when what they did and how they treated her. How about how all that played out in the last 48 hours?
Yeah, that was a bizarre couple of days right there. First of all, the fact that very few had even noticed during the game that it happened. It was one of those that I think because there was kind of a scrum of players right there down on the court that you didn't pick up on it as immediately as maybe a shove or, a push to the floor like Clark has also experienced in her first couple of years. But you zoom in, you don't even need to slow it down. You see a knee to the groin followed by a closed fist, not like a hand. Like, don't we all, when we brace ourselves, try to do it with kind of your palm, not like a fist? That would hurt, and it's not square. But nonetheless, it's just another weird scenario. And because it wasn't caught in real time, it was something that has had taken on a life of its own. And I think that's very symbolic of so many things, unfortunately, within the league. It's not handled properly initially, and so there's recourse afterwards. So, for example, that game, the Fever lost by 2. Caitlin Clark didn't play a quarter and a half because she went back to the locker room and did not feel good enough to go, and then missed the next game. Meanwhile, this Phoenix Mercury's top player played more minutes than anyone, was one of the best players on the court, finished the game in a win for them, but was suspended for the next game because it was not handled properly during the game. There's no tolerance for that in any sport, right? A hit above the head in NFL, college football, you're out of here. That's all it is. As simple as that. It doesn't matter if this was a sixth man, a bench player, or the face of the WNBA. So what I don't understand, guys, is a lot of the national discourse too continues to miss that and feels like it's favorable treatment or it's an overreaction by the league. No, anything to the shoulder and above, we see it gets penalized, and it's baffling that it was not caught in live action during the game.
Well, I don't know if you guys caught the WNBA reaction. Their crew at ESPN, I think they were talking about either last night, day before, but one of the quotes from the on-air talent said, when narratives are created based off a freeze frame, that can create a huge problem. The league was reaching to the optics, reacting to the optics of that image. And then the person also added that Caitlin likes to embellish quite a bit. It just seems like it's more and more anti-Caitlin Clark, and it doesn't matter who's talking about it, but that's always a narrative from what I hear anyway.
Yeah, that was disappointing too, because it was a player, former player, like Janae Wilk. Like, she knows better. She knows experience, and by the way, her platform, all of our platforms who cover the WNBA is lifted because of Caitlin Clark's entrance. And
no
the
doubt.
amount of fans in the millions arrived in the league. She's not just a WNBA star or even a basketball star. She is a global star. She's Taylor Swift light. And what has been baffling to me, among the many things, is the fact that it feels like she's an outcast, that she hasn't been embraced as she should. She is the golden goose. She's the reason why so many experiences that the players are appreciating. Number one being the fact that the minimum contract this year, guys, was the maximum contract last year. So it has raised everybody's salary. The Fever are on national TV for every single game. I don't remember that ever being a thing in basketball, right? Normally you're talking, a quarter of the season or whatever. I remember before Caitlin Clark got here, guys, there were select Fever games you had to log on to Facebook Live to watch it. Other games you had to watch through the Fever's website. So she's just made everything better. No one's saying she wants preferential treatment. She's not even saying that. What she's wanting is to be treated fairly. I think it's a situation here where officials don't know what to call or how much to call because of the fact she is guarded differently. There's zero doubt about that. 94 feet, multiple bodies on her at midcourt. They're trying to, get the ball out of her hands because she is the offensive hub for this Fever offense. And it just feels like old players, new players, the league as a whole has not embraced her nearly as much as they should have.
You have a lot on your plate. I mean, there's something almost every day. And I don't know what's going on with the relationship with the coach. And if there's jealousy and then the shoe thing that was going on as well, you can maybe elaborate on that. But they also don't guard anybody. And until they play a lick of defense, they're not going to go anywhere. What do you think about this team on the floor and then the distractions that have carried over?
Yeah, I think generally speaking, it seems like this team's done a nice job keeping all that noise to the outside as best as you can, right? Even if they're off social media, like head coach Stephanie White is. We all know you still have friends and family texting you things, or did you see this, or what do you think about this? Should you reply to this? In terms of coach and Caitlin Clark, I don't think there's any fraction. I think that was just something that was made up on the online, Twitterverse or something. We had that. We saw that argument out on the court. I just think that's a matter of two competitive individuals. Some who have called Caitlin Clark a kind of a twin of Stephanie White, by the way. So I don't put too much into that. The defense, you're 100% right. Not nearly good enough, guys. In their 8 losses, they've given up 100 points in 6 of those games. It was just a few years ago, right? Maybe 5 years ago when the score was like 71-67. Yeah. The Fever the other night themselves against a bad defense had over like 80 points by the third quarter. So I think you're seeing scoring up. Obviously, the officiating's been a big deal. They're calling more. That's a result of this task force that was created in the offseason. Stephanie White, by the way, on that panel of coaches trying to improve upon. We've been talking about officiating the WNBA since its existence. Yeah. You just would think with the influx of money and with the number of eyeballs that are on it, that it would become much more of a priority and the level of talent from an officiating standpoint would increase.
Let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Scott Agnes, our guest, he covers the Fever and the Pacers for Fieldhouse Files on the Progressive Guest Line. They're not worth a flyer at this point, 17-1. I don't think to win the title. I need to see something from that defense first. But the other team that you mentioned you're going to be out here for, the Summer League, we're going to get a lot of player movement again this year in the NBA. Does it feel to you like they're going to get Halliburton back? If we can assume for a second here that he's going to be close to 100%, as of right now, don't you feel like everybody's sleeping on the Pacers next year?
I think so, and a lot of it maybe is valid, though, in that we do not know what Tyrese Halliburton looks like just yet. He has not played a game in over a year. He just, this past week, celebrated that year threshold since not the Game 7 as much, because that's a horrible memory for him that he went down. He had made 3 threes in the first 5 minutes and then went down. But the fact that he had surgery seemingly is doing very well. I talked to him at his camp over the weekend on Saturday. He said he's feeling great, feeling like an NBA player again in terms of health, strength, conditioning, all that. He's just not in what he put as Tyrese Halliburton level shape and conditioning just yet. He also, guys, dealt with a bout with shingles that just sounds awful, uncomfortable, and it certainly has been a minor setback in his recovery. It's something he's been dealing with since mid-February. I mean, he had added 25 pounds. He lost part of his eyebrow, just did not look or feel like himself. Now he does. He can make this offseason, the next 3 months, about getting prepared for the season and personally the check marks that he's made along with getting married this upcoming month. So it's all good right now after what had to be just an incredibly difficult and painful mentally and physically last 12 months for Tyrese.
No doubt. You can follow Scott on X at Scott Agnes, AGNESS, covers Pacers Fever as well for Fieldhouse Files. Great spot, Scott. Thanks for the time. We'll see you out here for the Summer League.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Be good.
Excellent job. I agree with them. The other thing, I can't believe what I'm hearing today. If Kawhi goes to Toronto, they're the second best team in the East.
I'll stop.
Yeah. Now, assuming this guy's going to be back and healthy, I mean, it's his old self. This team took out the Knicks the last 2 years. They went 7 with OKC. They got Zubac. I mean, it's the same thing when we talk about Miami. And if people on air are going to overreact like that, I think we're going to see similar stuff with the sports books. We already saw with Miami.
I would agree.
They're not winning 50 games. The East is stacked. Charlotte made another good move. A big move is coming, addition.
I think.
Right? It's too deep. And you're going to have this team that no one's talking about back and being in the top 3 or 4 in that conference too when it's all said and done.
Yeah. And by the way, the Hawks evidently are going to make a move. We'll tell you about that coming up. They have elected not to bring this player back the way it sounds for the upcoming season. And another team already has a lot of interest in said player. Came on when he was healthy last year quite a bit, looked good. I think this is going to be bonkers in the NBA. And I would also add that the key to this whole thing working for another team is the health of the most important player in the equation. I'll tell you about that next year on VSiN.
Let me get your attention real quick, podcast listeners. I've got something for you that almost feels too good to be true. First, credit where credit's due. If you're listening to this podcast, you're already leveling up your betting game. You're riding along with our best bets and top angles. And when there's a good game on, you're getting involved with a few props and alt markets as well. There's one more layer if you really want to step things up, and that's VSiN Pro. I've mentioned it before, but things are only getting better for our pro subscribers. We just rolled out our MLB prop projections, breaking down some of the best edges across strikeouts, hits, home runs, and more. And that's on top of everything else pro subscribers already get, including public betting splits, expert picks, and betting guides across the sports calendar. If you haven't tried it yet, stop sleeping on it. You can get your first month just $9.99 or save big with promo code POD26 on the annual subscription. Hit the link in the description and start cashing in with VSiN Pro. All right, back to the show.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
All right, a lot of news in the NBA today. I'll begin with this. We'll get to the big story in a minute. But the Hawks declined Jonathan Kuminga's $24.3 million team option. How about that?
How about Yaxel's older than he is?
Sure.
You believe that?
Sure. How long has he been in the league? 7 years?
I can't, come on.
The way it seems?
Yeah.
So looking at prediction markets, maybe if you can find next team odds for Jonathan Kuminga, I'll tell you which team you might want to look at because Mark Spears tweeted out the Kings had strong interest in Kuminga before he was dealt from Golden State to the Hawks, and they've expressed interest in him as a free agent already.
Yep.
Maybe that's where he's going to end up.
Yep. Things heating up. Poly market, also DraftKings as well. You can bet where these guys are going to wind up.
Mm-hmm.
Jaylen Brown plus 250 to go to Portland, 3-1 to stay in Boston. Hard to envision them kissing and making up at this point.
I think he's going to probably say, guys, I'm not coming back.
Right. LeBron, favorite to go to Golden State. That's at least DK. Remember last week he was 75% to stay with the Lakers.
Yep.
The second choice at DraftKings is LA, but in a new report from ESPN, he will only go to Golden State if they acquire Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one too, if they can work out a deal. And Kawhi Leonard at DraftKings is $5. You got to risk $500 to win $100 to Toronto because they will give him an extension.
Wow.
That would be wild. And
Do we want to see that happen?
I don't mind it.
I can't get on board. Like Kawhi was awesome last year. I can't get on board with that team catapulting to the second best in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, that's overreaction. That's crazy. But
So
certainly, because you also have to factor in what they have to give up to get him. Now, apparently the Clippers don't want Ingram, but what that package would look like. But you're giving up some key players in order to get him. And he's always hurt. I respect his game, but the guy's injury prone.
Yeah. I'm seeing right now at a prediction market, Jaylen Brown 34% to stay with Boston or to retire. The Clippers are at 19%, Portland 16%. What happened to my Charlotte Hornets?
I know. I thought something's coming here.
They're down to 5% to get them, down 10%.
I don't mind Denver. You can get Denver at 10-1. I don't mind that. I think that trade could happen. I think that'd be an awesome trade for Murray and Johnson in return for both parties.
I'll tell you this
It'd be
right
awesome
now.
for Denver. I think that'd be excellent. Yes.
If Denver could make that deal happen and keep Jamal Murray, and I don't know if Boston would do this, but Aaron Gordon, to position it to look, here's Aaron Gordon. We'll give it Cam Johnson, and we'll maybe give you something else. But if they could keep Murray and acquire Jaylen Brown, I mean, my God Almighty, the Western Conference next year is preposterous.
Yeah. I also think we're losing our minds, though, with some of this stuff. Like the Celtics could have had Giannis, but they didn't want to give up Hugo Gonzalez, 4 points a game. Now the Portland Trailblazers will not give up Klingon. I mean, I know
they won't give up Klingon for Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, that'd be they get the deal done right now if they do that.
What else would it take?
They won't give up Klingon. I think it'd be Scoot, Picks, and Klingon gets it done. I think they're offering Picks, Sharp, and
I saw
Scoot
that one
right now, but they're saying Klingon's off limits.
I saw Picks, Scoot, and Sharp is what I saw. That to me is that's a pretty decent offer in return.
Maybe you're good enough just giving them Picks too.
Yeah, sure.
You could do that.
Well, the whole thing, by the way, with Golden State, if this were to happen, that news that came out today, Draymond declined the player option for $27.7 million. So he's going to make it much more cap friendly for Golden State if they want to make a run at LeBron and then potentially AD. To me, the entire key to that working at all for Golden State is not the health of Anthony Davis. It's the health of Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Is he going to play 72 games or is he going to miss 3/4 of the season?
Yeah.
Right? And if he doesn't play, then it has no chance of going anywhere.
Yeah. I love AD's game. He's always hurt.
Yep.
Ask the Mavs. LeBron's up there in age. And they go for it, though. They're like the Golden Knights of the NBA. They go for it. And they try to make big deals. And the Jimmy Butler thing, tough with the injury. And they've had some bad luck the last couple of years, but they go for it. Now, I do agree with what's been said. Keep an eye on this. All three of them have the same agents.
Sure.
So it all could be a lining up where they just want a payday and they're using it as leverage.
Well, and that's kind of the angle. This was earlier today. This is Brian Windhorst from ESPN. He was in with Rich Eisen on his show, kind of going down that exact path.
Last week, the Lakers were offering Austin Reeves this amount of money. He wasn't happy. Okay, he thought he might have to go elsewhere. The Lakers were concerned that the Pistons were going to offer over the top.
Okay.
And they dramatically increased their offer. Austin Reeves couldn't even believe it. Passes out on the golf course, right? So we just saw last week the actions of the Lakers seeing another offer out there for one of their players and then increasing their offer, okay?
Yes.
We just saw last week the Wizards giving Trae Young $200 million in a contract extension. And if I'm Anthony Davis, I'm saying, well, if they're going to give Trae Young a contract extension, why wouldn't they give me a contract extension? Okay? So I'm not saying I know, but part of this could be creating leverage for AD and LeBron in both Washington and LA, and then everybody gets paid on a contract. Or they could all end up in Golden State. I'm not sure which is going to be.
Well, that's the boring part. If they all get new contracts and they remain with their current teams.
Green, AD, LeBron have the same agent. I also think it'd be ridiculous for the Lakers to offer him $30 million.
So do I.
Because you got to build the team around Luka and what you had to give up, how much you had to pay Reeves. I also believe Anthony Davis should get paid and he should look. Wouldn't that be bizarre if he doesn't even play a minute for the Wizards?
Yeah, you think?
But if they say, okay, here's the max deal for you, because you're right. Why did they do that? That immediately becomes the worst contract in the NBA. In any event, $200 million to Trae Young. AD's looking at that in his camp saying, pay me. And then we'll see if we can win here.
Would you take any Golden State to win the West?
I would not, no.
No.
Spurs too good. Add another piece.
OKC too good.
OKC
by the way,
good.
they're picking up Lou Dort's option today.
Uh-huh.
I think most people thought that they were going to pass on that. And I know a lot of Lakers people wanted Dort to come to LA.
It's It's too late in their careers.
Yeah, I can't get on board either.
Right. And LeBron was awesome in the playoffs and great down the stretch and how they beat the Rockets. But I think you also have to consider the opponent they played and how lousy the Rockets, they failed to show up in that series.
I think if you're betting on Golden State to win anything next year, you're basically betting on a never-ending string of what ifs. They all have to go your way. First of all, like that has to happen. They have to have LeBron agree to a deal, then trade for Anthony Davis. And then on top of it, like we talked about, you need a combined in the regular season. Forget, you need like 150 games combined from Curry and Anthony Davis. That's what you're kind of betting on.
Well, he's a big legacy guy too. And it's the worst discussion in sports talk radio, but the LeBron Michael thing, MJ, like how does it look if he stays with the Lakers? I think it looks great. What if he goes to the Spurs? What if he has to partner up with these guys with the Warriors? It just doesn't look good.
No, it's not.
It's not the way to go out either.
I would agree.
Right?
Just chasing over and over and over again his entire career.
Yeah. Had to get the help in Miami.
Yeah, for sure.
Had to join up with two guys, which all the talk about, and rightfully so. I never would envision these guys throwing games. I never thought these guys would say, well, let's partner up and play on the same team. After watching Jordan and Barkley and the Mailman and
Larry Bird,
Larry Bird, I never thought that a generation would say, I don't want to go against you. I want to team up with you. And the Durant thing blew everyone's mind.
Right.
But that backfired on him too.
I wonder if
he thought he would be celebrated and great. He was hated instantly when he made that. People couldn't believe it. They won 70 games.
Oh, and still people can't stand him. They think he's wildly overrated.
Yeah. But it'll be fun here in the next week with free agency going and all these rumors and how this could wind up. And their off season is fantastic.
It's the best.
It is.
A lot of times I would say it's actually better than the regular season.
Yeah.
But I will watch, for the record, if Golden State makes this happen, like they're on the local TV out here, I will watch almost all their games next year if they make this happen.
And I know with the timing here, how about this over the weekend? I had this card. The Michael Jordan 86 Fleer rookie sold for $400,000. Now, it's the gem mint grade 10, whatever. But as Ravel tweeted, the money being poured into this hobby is insane. When we talked to our buddy Anthony, who with the card collect, he's like, it's like people brag about overpaying now and what they pay for these cards. It's crazy.
I thought this card was recently going for millions. Do I not have that correct? But it can't be because this is the perfect grade then. It's a PSA 10?
That's the 5-year high. I think you're thinking of the star card.
Okay.
I think the other Jordan rookie.
There's a Jordan rookie that's worth more than the Fleer rookie?
Yeah, Ozzy had it. It's a star card, it's called. Not many of them exist. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Because, I mean, it's to the point, though, right? I had the card. My buddy had the card. You had the card. It was... Yeah.
I never had I don't think I ever had the Michael Jordan Fleer.
I don't know anybody who had, other than Ozzy, who had the star card, though, whatever that was. And that thing was...
That's one that's worth a couple of millions?
I believe so.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Oh, it was autographed.
It went for 2.7.
Thanks, John. That was autographed. That's why it was
My
so
dad
high.
had 3 Mickey Mantle rookie cards. No lie.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor job.
Went to Alaska in the Air Force, came back. Hey, where are my cards? The Meat Man, Steve Wiss, on the program coming up next. His best bets in the World Cup here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Okay, so we're going to get extra time here. Germany and Paraguay. It ends officially, Paulie, in the 90 minutes plus in a draw at 1-1. So we're going to get 30 minutes now. They'll play on.
Yes.
If nothing happens then, we'll go to your first bet that you need to go to PKs.
That's right.
Yep.
1-1 was 9-1. Draw was plus 420. Hello.
Very good. Every morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Pacific, the Meat Man, Steve Wiss, and the crew at the Betting Weekly Studios are doing a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Going over these games from a betting perspective. Meat Man, good to talk to you as always. How are you?
Hey, guys. Yeah, pretty good, thanks. I have to say, though, this match was not one we saw coming. A 1-1 tie in 90 minutes. I fully expected Germany to comfortably beat Paraguay, but they've been awful.
Yeah, I think we brought this up earlier. This is the end of the road for Germany, right? They're not beating France.
No chance. No chance playing like this.
No chance, yeah.
Everything about them's wrong here.
Yes.
Yep.
Paraguay was 5-1 to qualify. So this should not be happening
Right.
as well. We're excited for this match coming up. I can't believe it's a round of 32 match. How do you see Morocco and Netherlands?
I think Morocco have the edge. I think the dog look good here. I think you can. I mean, I was taking them on the Asian handicap plus a quarter earlier in the day. I think the best bet now is on the draw no bet plus 120. This is in 90 minutes. So if it ends a tie, you're just going to get all your money back. They're a really good side, Morocco, actually. They're well balanced in defense and attack. And I think they're going to really acclimatize themselves well here in Mexico. It's going to be very, very hot at this venue. And I don't think that's going to suit the Dutch at all. Germany, even here at Foxborough, I think have struggled in the heat a bit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They just not look themselves. So maybe the Dutch will be the same in Mexico. And it's a battle between, you know, a team in Netherlands who have a big reputation and a Morocco side who are probably underrated. You know, they're probably still underrated despite their World Cup heroics last time out. So I think they can take this to at least extra time. They're the most likely team to win it in 90 minutes, in my opinion. They've got a better defense, and offensively, they've got the creative players on the break who can cause the Netherlands some problems.
Do you think both teams score in this match? I've been going back and forth all day with that one on the BTTS.
I'm going to say yes, because I think heat can also bring about mistakes in defenders.
Okay. Are we getting, I hope here, we're going to get goals right away tomorrow. I say right away. It's 10 o'clock out here on the West Coast. Ivory Coast and Norway.
Yeah, it's a bit of an obvious bet, but often the best bets are the most obvious ones. Over 2.5 goals. It's got to be, because the strength of both teams is offensive. It's as simple as that. I mean, Norway, all of their best players are midfield and attack. And I mean, their best defenders now been injured. Julian Ryerson, he's more of an attacker anyway. I don't rate the goalkeeping situation for Norway. So the way they're going to win games is by outscoring teams. The way they're going to lose games is by taking a few goals. And, you know, the Ivory Coast have got some fantastic young players. Diamando, Diallo, you know, even the strikers have been scoring for Ivory Coast recently. So we should get an offensive tussle here. Nice venue as well. We're at Cowboy Stadium, aren't we? Indoors. So no worries about the heat and stuff. No excuses. Haaland's going to be fresh after being rested against France. I think get on him. He's a lock, surely, to score any time against Ivory Coast. Don't know who's going to win this one, guys. It could go toss of a coin. I don't know. Maybe Norway, just really small lean, but over 2.5 goals at -110. I thought this goal line would be about 3 on the Asian. So looks possibly the best value bet of the day.
All right, strong comments. How about it over at plus money? France, Sweden, the middle match over 3.5 plus 120.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people might be reluctant to bet over 3.5 goals in a knockout game in the World Cup.
Sure.
But how is there not goals here? Because, I mean, France could cover this goal line all by themselves. Sweden cannot defend, not against elite players anyway. Their clear weaknesses at the back. I hate their goalkeeper or whoever's in goal for them. And France could take them to the cleaners. But Sweden's only chance is to kind of fight fire with fire and go back and forth with them. They've got Alexander Isak, who's, you know, $100 million player. They've got Victor Gyökeres, who's probably worth about that now. So they do have offensive strength and weapons themselves. That's their only chance. Take their opportunities, score the goals that are put in front of them, and hope that France have an off day in front of goal. But I'm not seeing it. Mbappe, he didn't score last time out. He's going to be fired up to get some goals. Dembele's off a hat-trick, over 3.5. Plus money, plus 120. I think let's be aggressive with this goal line because it could be a banger.
Yeah, well, you had a great call last week. You said get on some futures on Ecuador because if they could surprise Germany and sneak in, you never know. And Mitch, there were 700 to 1s out there, 300 to 1s. Now they take on Mexico. Total of 2 under -140. Mexico hasn't conceded yet in the tournament. In a unique way, you're going to play this.
I'm not seeing a goal here. In fact, I think we go all the way to penalties without there being a goal. No goal scorer. That's the bet. I've mentioned this before at major tournaments. Plus 500. It's a better option than taking the 0-0 correct score because you do, if there's an own goal scored, you will still cash this bet or multiple own goals even. But you've said it there, Paulie. The defensive numbers for both have been great, really, at this tournament. Ecuador in the build-up to the tournament had 8 0-0 draws in qualifying. And in general, this is a defense very hard to break down. Mexico at home at the Azteca. I mean, they just feel like a strong under team. who get stuck in with tackles, but they don't stretch the game enough. It's a tough matchup, actually, this for Mexico. They could have had a lot easier here. Ecuador are used to playing at altitude. They're big bodies. They're physical. And I don't want to really oppose Mexico at their own ground, but if there's a surprise, this could be it. Ecuador, I could see them qualifying, but it might have to be done on penalties after a 0-0 tie in 90 minutes, and also after extra time 0-0 as well. So could go all the way to PKs, this one.
Yeah, and by the way, as you were talking, I looked up at one book anyway, the correct score, 0-0, was plus 710. And the no goal score was a little bit higher than 5-1. But to your point, you get an own goal, you're protected there.
Yes.
What do you make? I think this England-Congo match can just be phenomenal to watch defensively. What are your thoughts? What is your bet here in this match?
I'm going under 2.5 goals here, minus 110. Everyone knows how it's going to pan out in terms of its tactical approach. Congo are going to defend with 5 men at the back. England are going to try and break them down. It's going to be like England-Ghana all over again. This time is a bit of a moment of quality from England going to get them over the line? Probably, because I don't think Congo are playing as well as Ghana at this tournament. They conceded to Uzbekistan the other day. If Uzbekistan can score against them, England should be able to. But it might take a while. I could see this being 0-0 at half time. I could see England winning to 0, 1-0 and 2-0. I don't see Congo scoring. I don't think they're going to offer enough. Johan Wissa did score a couple of goals the other night for them, but England defenders are well used to him in the Premier League and stuff. So it's going to be I don't think it's going to be a great game to watch in terms of like attack. For those who enjoy defense, then yeah, you're going to get a thrill out of it and last-ditch defending. But typically, I think England are just kind of cruising at the minute in terms of, maybe under the radar a little bit. I don't fancy them to go that deep in the tournament, but they should be good enough to win it overall. 1-0, 2-0 England. Under 2.5 goals at minus 110, just to cover for that 0-0.
Sounds good. Paulie and Mitch, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Steve Wiss, our guest, the Butcher, Meatman Soccer on X. He's on the Progressive Guest Line. You're an excellent follow on X as you're putting out predictions and props for every match. You were anti-Belgium last time you were on, but you did call the blowout at halftime in play against New Zealand. How do you see Belgium-Senegal now, the middle match on Wednesday? Hopefully USA gets the winner.
Yeah, I posed them, didn't I, on this show last time with the both teams to score? Yes. I got lucky, really, because New Zealand were awful. But I'm still not buying this Belgium team. They're one good performance against ultimately quite a poor team, the lowest ranked team in the tournament, actually, officially, right. New Zealand. So I'm going to give Senegal a go here, plus 150 on the draw no bet. This is a 90-minute market as well. Senegal, along with Morocco, are the best teams in Africa. Morocco are probably slightly better, but Senegal aren't much worse. And I think they've got the physical players who can cause Belgium problems. One of the biggest problems I had with Belgium in the first two games is they just didn't offer enough in terms of energy, in terms of pressing and work rate, really. Egypt comfortably drew against them. And if Egypt can do that, I think Senegal are capable of doing it, if not beating them. So I think Senegal, they've got a bit more quality in general offensively than what Egypt have. And I think Belgium are in a little bit of trouble here. If they perform well in this game and get past Senegal, all right, maybe I will take them seriously again. But I've got to go against them. And I'm not just buying this big win against New Zealand. Okay. It was the one performance where they turned up. So I'm going draw no bet Senegal.
Fair enough. Follow Steve on X at Meatman Soccer, the Butcher. And every single day you can watch him at 11 o'clock Eastern time with the Betting Weekly Studios, Because We Win podcast as well. They're doing a great job every day throughout the entire Cup. Thanks, Meatman. Best of luck tonight. And this week we'll talk soon.
Thanks, you guys. Take care. We'll see you very soon.
Back at you.
They do a great job. And I love that the listeners, and when you're watching on the chat, you can send in picks you like as well and props. And they put it up on the bottom of the screen. What do you think, lad? Extra time. Here we go. 96th minute. Here we go. Every time I look up, Germany's threatening. I can't believe this.
They're gonna win.
Well, they better do it in extra time.
Yeah, they're gonna win in extra time. Our best bets in pocket plays coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
has an algorithm to determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're up.
Incredible weekend. Wednesday through Saturday was awesome with the 6 games a day. And it's going to be hard. Oh, that's a banger for Germany. Oh, a header. Brilliant. Oh, 4 to 1 to win in extra time. Damn.
Went to bet him during the break, minus 110, couldn't even get down.
Oh, wow. Total domination. What a performance here in the second half. Well, I told you it'd be a draw. Austria, Algeria, BTTS and under no good. One of the best sporting events I've seen in a long time. And that finish, you could have got 100 to 1 with a minute left on a draw.
I like your analogy earlier today to begin the show. That was Chargers Raiders Sunday night, last week of the season, a couple years ago. Exactly what it was.
I understand, yeah.
Oh, what a header.
I would have no problem, and you couldn't fault anybody for just playing patty cake because they both advanced with the draw. Senegal, Belgium, moneyline parlay winner. Mbappe to score, no good. Canada and under, no problem. Canada played with their food. That could have gone on all night. The under was easy. Golden State did it again. Boy, they are tough at home in the WNBA. They beat the Dream again. England, Panama under. No problem there. Panama, the only team that doesn't score in the tournament. That cashes. Ghana, Croatia under. Just missed. Great match. Back and forth. That one was tough. Almost got there. Iraq, fewest goals in the tournament. 8 to 1. They had 1. Panama does not score. Senegal. Argentina.
Yeah, they're going to check the goal.
Oh, boy. Don't tell me.
Well, here's the reason why. The keeper got thrown to the ground. Oh. And I don't know. I just saw it was like a quick glance on the replay. And I believe that's the part they're going to have to look at, obviously.
Senegal, Argentina, England, Belgium, moneyline parlay, even money winner. To the pending and the new. Let's see if we get one here. Games in the entire tournament to go to shootouts over 4.5. We got a great email before the tournament.
Sorry, Paul. Watch the replay right now. You see what this guy from Germany does?
Oh, it's a flop pack. That's it there. Come on.
It's not a flop. The guy throws him to the ground.
I think he's flopping.
He puts his shoulder right into the guy.
They're probably not going to allow it.
I would not allow it, to be honest.
Got a great email before the tournament about history going back, games to go to shootouts. And now with the more teams coming in, it was a good breakdown, over 4.5. Marlins look good tonight. Best record in all of baseball in June. Sandy undefeated in June. They're going against the suspect pitcher in Colorado. They're cheap. Mexico, Ecuador, they go to PKs, 4 to 1. Switzerland money line against Algeria. And Argentina money line with an alt. Mexico, Colombia under. And Ghana, Mexico, Ecuador under. Colombia, Ghana under 3.5. Minus 150, depends where you bet it, minus 130. Good luck, everyone.
All right, back at you, Paulie. Marlins, so did a couple of different bets on Friday night. This was Max Meyer. There was a rain delay, and he was awesome yet again. No runs were scored in the first 5, so that part of it was a push. But the Marlins beat the Cardinals at even money on Friday night, so that one was a winner.
You are correct, no goal.
They took it off the board.
Oh, man.
Okay. Pending stuff. I can't believe this break. Anyway, the Netherlands to reach the quarterfinals, plus 140. Morocco, plus 330. They played tonight. How about that? What'd you say? They're ranked 6th and 7th, respectively?
FIFA rankings, yeah.
And here you go.
Yeah.
First round of the knockout stage. All right.
So.
More bets. Yeah, I like the path for Colombia.
Damn right.
I will really like the winner of the Colombia-Ghana match to win the next match after that. But so for this team to win 2 more, that gets them to the quarterfinals. That's $1.10. And then they're probably looking at Argentina. By the way, let's get that match. That's a really good match on paper.
But then if they win that, I don't that top half of the bracket, if you beat Argentina, who scares you? Brazil?
Well, if you get by Argentina, clearly you can win the whole thing.
I like their future odds.
I'm on 2 units tomorrow, Norway, Ivory Coast. This has all the makings. In fact, exact score could be a healthy payout on this one. That could be like a 3-2 game, 3-3, whatever. Tonight, I did it. I'm in Netherlands, Morocco, BTTS. Both teams are going to score minus 120. And I'm tailing Meatman on this as well. The under 2 is either $1.40, under 1.5, whatever. You can do the alt numbers. I just think that Mexico, Ecuador, this is like when you have two defensive teams meeting in November, maybe bad weather in the NFL, and the total's like a 34. This is has all the makings. And who was the guest earlier today? Watch out for cards in this one. Was that Felica? Who said that?
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a defensive war the entire time, so I'll go no goal scorer plus 550 in that match tomorrow night.
All right. All new VSiN NFL betting guides out now. Whether you're betting futures, win totals, MVP, or Super Bowl odds, get ahead of the market before camps begin. Breakdown of every team, projected win totals, the best bets from everyone, and the power ratings. Get it today. Football special, just $175. Sooner you sign up, more value you get. Zach Cohen with a great breakdown, worst to first, which seemingly happens every year. You also get every best bet, every host, every guest. The betting splits, DK and Circa. VSiN.com/subscribe. Lock it in through the Super Bowl. VSiN.com/subscribe. Get up there. It's awesome.
Harrison Barnes going to stay in San Antonio 1 year, $8 million. Porzingis has agreed to a 2-year, $40 million deal to return to Golden State. How about that?
Oh, no.
Well, then that one report earlier today that said
that's not, yeah.
The LeBron AD combo can only work if Porzingis goes somewhere else. That was, I think, from Tim Kawakami, who covers him up in the Bay Area.
Yeah. You referenced earlier what a fall from grace, John Morant going to Portland for Jeremy Grant. Where do you put Phil Mickelson on that list?
Oh, he's very high.
Wow. How about that bombshell over the weekend?
Yeah.
What's he?
He might be number one. Well, I don't know if he's number one, but he's near the very top of the list for sure.
Yeah.
How is he not? I can't believe that Morant, again, Jeremy Grant, nice player, and Chris Murray in return. If you would have told me that 3 years ago, I would have said you need a straitjacket on. You got to get locked up.
Mm-hmm.
John Morant clearly is going to get way more than that. And why would Memphis want to trade him? Well, then fast forward to today, and then what do we make of Portland going into next season? Like they are going to be even if it's status quo here, Germany with another shot. Boy, that was close. But if even right now, like current roster construction, they're going to be a fun team. Mm-hmm. How many their totals are going to have to be in the 240s, 250s next year, I think, to begin.
A little pissed off though. Get the deal done. Give them Klingon. Come on. It's just some of these organizations. I can't believe Boston. You guy averages 4 points a game.
Well, Klingon's a nice ball player.
Oh no, hands off. You know, we'll talk. We'll give it. You can't take Hugo Gonzalez. 4 points a game off the table. Yeah. No way.
I'm much higher on Klingon than you are. That part, Hugo Gonzalez, not. Yeah. Come on. That's how do anybody who was saying that, the team, the Boston media who agreed with it.
I know.
How do you? If Giannis stays healthy, you're going to go back and look at that and say, how did I possibly think that?
Yeah.
He's one of the best players in the history of the sport. Now, the health thing that's the real deal. Holyfield, is he going to stay healthy? I have no idea, and it's a pretty big gamble. But if he does, come on, not even close. Kevin Herter gonna 3-year, $27 million with the Pistons.
I don't get that.
And Nurkic back to the Jazz, 2 years, $22 million for him today. Champagny with the Spurs looks like a 3-year, $45 million contract. So they'll run it back with him.
Jaylen Brown, where do you want him to go?
Charlotte, period.
Denver on that list? Or?
Oh, yeah, that would be very
That'd be
high.
great.
Yeah.
That's picking up steam.
Yep.
And it appears, he's at DraftKings, he's minus $5 to go to Toronto, Kawhi Leonard.
Wow. Would you want to see?
I didn't see that coming.
Would you want to see Kawhi or LeBron go to the Spurs?
No. That's a lot of people were throwing that out there, the LeBron angle.
To go to San Antonio?
Yeah. That's worse than Golden State for the legacy play.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't disagree.
They just went to the finals. Although one person said they would have won the series if they had LeBron. Well, the same person said the Lakers were better without him during that stretch.
But also, who would be off of San Antonio
I
then?
don't know. Yes.
I mean, you would trade De'Aaron Fox for him, would
Yeah,
you not, right
yeah.
now?
But a lot of this is, what do you do with the contracts and who's making what and all that too.
All right, stay tuned after Follow the Money. It's VSiN Primetime. Tim Murray, Matt Humans tonight. They're going to go behind the counter with DraftKings' Johnny Avello after a big sports weekend. Tomorrow morning, get your betting card started with VSiN by the book, 7 a.m. Eastern, followed by a numbers game with Gil Alexander at 10 a.m. Great action again today. This match, somehow, some way, Germany is still not ahead. I would anticipate they're going to win it somehow, but best of luck with your bets tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.